and I'm live. And Golden Coin 100, I swear to God, homie, you got in right before I turned off the live chat. So no one get confused. Yo, why TTRPG content creators should shut up about politics. Yo, trying to turn over a new leaf. Golden Coin 100, baby. First to the live chat. But don't get confused, people. There's no live chat because I'm not dealing with it. But Golden Coin 100 got in there. Got in there. God bless you. Goddess bless you, homie. Yo, that'll be legendary. How'd you do it? Golden Coin 100 used to be first in the live chat without fail all the time with like this like sixth sense ability. That might happen again. Yo, folks, so no one be aware. Like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you're subscribed with the bell notifications on because you might be able to get in there and be like, "Yo, this guy's a dick." And if you get in there, before I go live, before I turn the live chat off, if you catch me, I'll throw it up there. I'll throw it up there. If it's not gonna get me, get me S-canned from YouTube. Yo, why TTRPG content creators should shut up about politics. I had vowed to turn over a new leaf. And like Barbara Bush taught us, it was like not Dwight D. It was like Eleanor Roosevelt was like, be best in her own way, and was like, don't talk crap about people, like keep it above the waistline, sunshine, and talk about ideas. You know what I mean? And keep it highbrow, and don't be small about things. So I was going to be like, I was going to be like, especially in this TTRPG space, I was trying to escape. Yo, I had started off my YouTube career. If you take a look at the description box below, you'll see my other channels. I had started off in the new age, wacky, occult UFO spaces and encountered all these wild people doing all these wild things. And to try and escape that space, I said, well, let me go back to, the joys of my youth of role-playing games where people will just be talking about role-playing games and I won't have to deal with any of this nuttiness. It took me about 15 seconds to learn that crazy is a universal human thing. And y'all are just as bad. I tried to escape QAnon by coming and relaxing in TTRPG world, right? And realized with the likes of all your shenanigans that this place was just as bad as QAnon, right? Without a doubt. And if y'all need to know that at least over there, people were fighting as whack and as insane as they were. At least you knew that some of them, like, yeah, obviously there were money makers and shills and people that were just in it to like take advantage of people because they were narcissistic, abusive weirdos. But you had to know that the people that were fighting about shit that they believed in, what they believed in was that, underneath the Getty Museum, there were children being, tortured, and, that there were Anunnaki alien demons that were, stealing, going to kill people and, were eating us for, our bad emotions and loosh. And we're like, it was about good and evil and, Vatican symbols underneath this, whatever. I come over here and people are doing the exact same amount of shit talking and trolling and debasement of their fellow human beings, right? Over what? Over how bad Watson can suck it because Pathfinder are good as gold and can't be sold. Y'all should, you know what I mean? Like, touch grass. Y'all should get a life. Like, honestly. Ha 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 ha. Stereotypes and jokes. Stereotypes and jokes are true. except racist ones, right? Or sexist ones. But like all like self-avowed stereotypical jokes, like, haha, you ever been to Comic-Con? I have. You ever been to gaming conventions? I have, right? Whatever. Losers, right? Take a shower, y'all hot, you know what I mean? Uh-huh. Tons of girls play arcade role playing games. Sure, yeah. Fuck you. Like, honestly, like, this shit sucks. And this is why people should keep their politics. You have a gaming channel, whatever, you're playing role playing games, whatever. What makes you think that your political viewpoints have any relevancy at all? And some of y'all out here meeting Jordan B. Peterson, right? That fucking guy, right? Here's a clue. The guy's a mental health professional, supposedly, gets addicted to benzo or whatever. Yo, he needs to take a step back. You put your faith in this guy. You need to take a step back. But to the degree that the guy had anything relevant to say, one of the relevant things he had to say was, before you try to put the world in order, take a look at your room and make sure you got your shit together. So before you go trying to wage war on the world, how about this? Why don't you try and figure out how to be a successful business person, right? And not squander the golden opportunities you have that you've built up, and keep shooting yourself in the foot with these self-owns and these losses, and actually work on creating and maintaining a successful business in the realm of TTRPGs, which is going to be hard. Are you in the music business today? It's getting harder and harder. With changes in technology in the world, everything, anybody's game is getting harder. Every day. Meaning, you got a drug or alcohol problem? You don't have time for a drug or alcohol problem. You got to get your stuff together. You got to handle your stuff and work on so you can have all your energy to do what you got to do. If you're a farmer, you got to have your energy together to farm. You're a writer, you got to have your energy and stuff together to write. Means you don't have extra energy to waste in today's day and age on a drug or alcohol problem, or a gambling problem, or this problem, or a political waste your time problem, or shoot yourself in the foot with unforced losses problem. If you're creative, there are things that can happen. There are controversies that you can encounter. Salman Rushdie and the Satanic Verses. Controversies that you didn't ask for, creative decisions that you took that are going to get you caught out there. But there are so many people today that are going to talk about being canceled that, folks, ladies and gentlemen, with all due respect, yo, in the description box below, you also see a link to my Patreon. I told you about that. I started off life in the world of UFOs and wacky stuff because I had the audacity of saying that a guy that claimed to talk to aliens and all this stuff was most likely full of it. I had a frivolous lawsuit filed against me. Because of that frivolous lawsuit that got dismissed on jurisdictional grounds, I still have unrecouped attorney's fees over $50,000. We have a pending motion for attorney's fees, but until that gets paid, those attorney's fees are mine. With all due respect, I came to this TTRPG space, and there's plenty of people telling tales of I got canceled, I got canceled, I got canceled. I've heard some of those tales. I've investigated a lot of those tales, and some of those tales, with all due respect, people didn't necessarily get canceled so much as they kept on fucking around and causing their own fucking problems. And some people are just complaining and lying about what actually happened. And they're hypocrites. And you got to deal with that too. So if you want to keep on coming to your TTRPG YouTube channel and keep on saying things about yourself that aren't true, or keep on expressing your controversial political opinions and earning yourself a reputation, and then complaining about that earned political reputation and saying, oh, woe is me, go for it. And in the meantime, let me take this opportunity to tell you, just because you have an opinion about politics, you have an opinion about world events, guess what? Everybody does. I certainly do. But guess what? There is absolutely no reason to believe that there's any particular value in you expressing your political opinion or your thoughts on the events or the world events of the day. Why? It does no value to the discourse in the world at large. You're just another person talking. And for the most part, all it's going to do is either get a certain number of people turning into your channel for the wrong reasons. They're just turning into your channel to hear you talk about politics, something that's completely irrelevant to purchasing or not purchasing your TTRPG products, which is what your YouTube channel should be for, if that's what your YouTube channel or your social media is for. And if you're trying to be a TTRPG content creator, that's what your social media outlets should all be for. Because if you look at the numbers, if you look at the actual numbers, that's what it's all about. If you're trying to make a living, if you don't have umpteen money already in the bank and you're just coasting on Easy Street, you got investments, you got this, you got everything going on already, you know, you're 13th scion to a Kaiser Permanente trust fund, so you don't have anything to worry about, so it's just whatever. Then do whatever the fuck you want with your YouTube channel and your social media, your Twitter accounts. Light the world on fire. Tell everyone to go what they can do and what your opinions about this person or that other person around the world is. But if you actually have to survive and you're actually trying to make a go of this, then your storefronts and your windows to the world are for one purpose and one purpose only. And that is to say, hi, my name is X, Y, and Z. I'm a TTRPG content creator, an author, and an artist. And check this out. Da, look at my new product. Ba, word of warning, it gets a little edgy, it's a little this, it's a little that. It's not for everybody, it's not for the kids, but boom, boom, boom. And if something should happen because this is controversial, that's controversial, and you got to deal with something, you got to deal with something, but then don't look for fucking trouble. If you know that a particular venue does not allow at dot, 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 and you know they don't allow dot, 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 and dot, then you tell the dancing girls, hey, when we're going to go play this event at the Blue Collar Cafe, either put the pasties on or we're not going to need you that night. Or if you do, you take your risks. But if you're a real starving artist and you're starving, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go looking for trouble. But there's a ton of people out here that you can see. If you want to open your eyes, they're looking for trouble all the time. It's their psychology. It's clearly their psychology. If it got through the editing process, it got through the direction process, if they read it 3 times before it went to print, and they only discovered till they just wanted to have the 13th unlucky disaster in their 14th or 15th year of business, because that's why they are still at this level when they could be at that level. And I hate to be the one to tell them, but someone once told me, if you don't stop doing what you're doing and stop making love to the reasons why you're doing it, like it's just who you are, this is what it's about, or it's you're wired this way and you just got to fight the system and all this bullshit, you're going to fucking die. In that space, full of anxiety and animosity towards the world and anger and blah, 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 and with a lot of fucking debt and probably alone. But you can stop anytime you want to. You just got to stop being an asshole, because you're not right. You're just not right. You just haven't figured out why you're so angry at something, probably, whatever, that's causing you to be so self-destructive. It is what it is. Well, that's my opinion. But FYI, in case you're curious, stop kvetching on the internet, stop causing controversies for yourself. And if you do cause controversies for yourself, don't keep on complaining that you were canceled. You weren't canceled. You were causing problems to happen. And if you make a video on day 1, don't come back on day 2 saying certain reactions to the video are allowed and certain reactions to the video are not allowed. That's not how it works. What are you, 3? Sorry. And people really need to know and understand that I think there's a lot of people that live in very, very extended states of isolation. You need to have contact with other human beings, and you need to have contact with other human beings other than just a spouse. And I'm talking about contact with other human beings that extends out beyond the internet. I'm talking about real contact with real human beings in the real world. And not just with one significant other, not just with your kid. You need to have people. Because when you don't, I think that's when people get freaky and bring everything to the internet. And I'm talking, I want to make sure that people don't understand that I'm not trying to just be judgmental of the other. This is partly based on my experiences and what I've learned. I've been on YouTube since 2015. There's certainly been people that have been on here longer. But I've had my experiences and I've come to my conclusions about certain things, and I see patterns. And these patterns may apply to some people. They may apply to no other people. They may not be applicable to anyone. I throw it out here. People may find relevancy in some of these things. They may not. But I definitely think that this applies to a lot of the jabronis that I see out here running their mouths. It may make a lot of sense to you when you're speaking and you get your fan base, your comment section feeding back to you. But then when it blows up, it blows up. Everyone's political reasoning makes sense to them. But guess what? Your political reasoning is a lot of people are just talking out of their ass. I mean, I literally hear people in the TTRPG space saying things. And look, I'm gonna be upfront with you, right? I got an undergraduate degree where I majored in philosophy. What does that mean? It means I took a couple extra philosophy classes, and they gave me the major in philosophy, right? And then I got a doctorate degree in jurisprudence. I'm a lawyer, right? What does that mean? It means when it comes to the law, you know, I've got a certain amount of expertise in certain things because, you know, lawyers like doctors are specialists. You got people out here literally acting like you could tell they're talking like they had a university degree where you could tell that they're saying that they basically majored in history or politics. Say that they're acting like therefore they have something to say about politics. I heard one guy, no offense, who literally referenced his one semester in an online university as some sort of like bona fides in politics. And that guy's waxing on and talking about he's going to be making more political content, and he's let loose that he's stayed out of the last 3 presidential elections in the U.S. Why would anyone listen to this guy? But he's got things to say about, you know, why Kamala Harris is not really black. I mean, this guy's just a brilliant person. I'm doing everything in my power not to mention him by name. What the actual? Come on. One semester in an online university? I mean, you'd have more pull with me if you just said, I've been studying politics all my life. I've never gone to school, but I've always read history. I've done this, I've done that. I'd be like, okay, well, look, you've read history, so what? But even then, sharing your hot takes about politics or this guy getting shot, and that just gives everybody else an opportunity to be like, oh, you know, you shouldn't have said that or whatever. What does their opinion matter? Do you know what I mean? Everyone's got an opinion about this, about that, about the other thing. And everyone's saying that, oh, well, this guy's going to win or that guy's going to win. Listen, come election day in the United States, come election day in this country, that country, whatever, people go to the polls. If all things go according to plan, people vote, and then you're going to see who wins. And until that day, you know what happens? Everyone runs their mouth on the internet. Everyone runs their mouth about the politics, about what's saying this, who the press is pulling for, who the press is covering for, who's getting covered fairly, who's not covered fairly, and everyone's saying things that can't both possibly be true, right? People are saying things that discount each other. We've come to a point where this is why I will tell you that if you look, you can look up the term post-truth. The notion that people's opinions about things and people's attitudes about what constitutes truth, and especially things like today with, virtual reality and, artificial intelligence, the ability to create different things, like you literally can construct fake news. No one trusts anything. So what is to say what's real? So why is everyone running their mouth? And why are people listening to Magic the Gathering card players wax philosophical on whether or not Biden's pick of this or that, or, his endorsement of Kamala Harris is going to have relevancy? Who the fuck gives a shit? You're a TTRPG content creator? Stay in your lane. Write the goddamn TTRPG product. Do the TTRPG review. That's what you're here for. That's what you may or may not have demonstrated any skill set at. Right? If little Timmy gets trapped down the well, or they send a chihuahua to the moon and you want to wish him luck, fine. You know what I mean? If the ghost of JFK comes back, with a nose job and you got, if something really crazy happens, you want to make give a shout out to the ghost of JFK, schnoz is looking good. You know what I mean? Oswald, I knew it was him, whatever, there's like something really crazy. You want to like give a hot take, I guess, whatever. But everyone's just running their mouth. Just everyone's just stupid. No one gives a shit. It doesn't matter. And all you're going to do is earn yourself a reputation where people, they're just going to be certain morons that are going to buy your books. No offense, because they just love your point of view. And then certain people, they're going to not buy your books, and people are going to say, oh, they're just not buying your books because you've got this reputation. They think you're this guy, or they think you're that guy. Yeah, well, what would have solved all that problem? If you just kept your political opinions to yourself, because it doesn't fucking matter. What do you think? You think you were great? Oh, why? I'm not going to be stifled. I'm not going to not have my freedom of speech. You can have your freedom of speech. You want to go, march in a parade. You want to go canvass for this person or that person. Go for it. Do whatever you're going to do. You want to use your space for it? Use your space for it. I'm just saying, I think it's contrary to a person's primary motivations, especially if they want to make money in TTRPGs, because guess what? It's becoming harder and harder to do that. But people are going to do whatever they're going to do anyway. Right? It's like, I think that people are going to stop. So they're going to keep on being morons and keep on saying what they're going to say. And I'm going to keep on laughing about it, because I have not heard one person say anything particularly non-moronic when it comes to politics in any sort of hobby space. That's not to say that I haven't heard plenty of people say moronic things on the national news or, on regular, pundit spaces, regular politically oriented spaces. But when it comes to the hobby spaces, Magic the Gathering, action figure places, TTRPG spaces, like I said, places where political opinions have, this is not where we came here for. There's nothing but the most extraneous, bizarre statements of political affiliation, right? And it's a racket. A lot of times it's just a friggin' racket, and no one is making any sense. And so I gotta tell you, you're just hurting people, because anytime that people are spending listening to you talk about politics or the news is time that they are not spending listening to actual people who may have possibly some semblance of an objective desire to either give people news, the where, what, when, why of the story, or some sort of analysis based on, actual proven track record of professionalism and, journalistic integrity and, qualitative research, instead of listening to some person who just, is going to just, mix and match, a little bit of Tucker Carlson, a little bit of, the fourth turning, and, a hodgepodge of, Trump is, really going to turn it around this year. And let me tell you why, the Democrats really, sold out Biden or whatever. No one cares. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know what to do with you people. But it is what it is. And you're going to do what you're going to do. I also want to say this, without mentioning names, which is going to be difficult. The guy who thought he was so genius for people have the loyalty of a couple. Let me make a series of points. First of all, Democrats, Republicans, liberals, conservatives. These are blanket terms, but they're not sports teams, right? And they're not like the Rebel Alliance and the Empire in a simplistic story like Star Wars, okay? So, can we stop acting like liberals are like this and conservative people are like that, or like a person can get drummed out of a certain community, or they're not going to let you do this in that community? Stop being children about reality. Individual actors do individual things. Progressives are not like this. Conservatives are not like this. Whatever any individual experienced in their life on the internet, when it came to cancellation or when it came to this or when it came to that, wasn't the result of the progressives or this or the liberals. It was individual actors doing individual things. And let's all bear in mind that there's always two sides to every story. And let's also bear in mind anyone who comes to anybody, whether it's their parents, the authorities, a lawyer's office, and says, the way it went down was this. I was 100% screwed by the other guy, and I did absolutely nothing wrong. Okay. Sometimes, like especially when it comes to criminal activity and stuff, sometimes there's absolutely a victim. But for the most part, and a lot of the times when it comes to human interactions, everybody had a part to play in whatever the fuck went down. And if you're out there somewhere thinking, reflecting on your story or whatever happened to you in a complex series of events involving human interaction and thinking what happened was I was totally lambasted and totally screwed over 100% by the other team and I did absolutely nothing wrong, you're probably somebody that has to look in the mirror and do some more work on yourself. Okay? I don't think people realize how much they say when they say and they do what they do. And I don't think people realize that people have memory banks. If you thank the guy, fuck total party skills. This guy's a fucking shitbag. Listen, there's no love lost between me and Grim Jim. Grim Jim is a total fucking hypocrite. He's a human being, but he's a hypocrite. He's a total fucking hypocrite. He's going to sit up there and he's going to totally tell you that, oh, he's willing to talk to anyone who's got a disagreement with him. Fuck that shit. When I had actual issues with the story that he was covering, which was a nonsense story about that whole fucking article, blah, 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 I came to task on him and I had issues with him and I said, bah, 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 bah. Did he come and was he willing to talk to me? No. He blocked me and all of his fucking boyfriends, like the t-shirt church of his story and on down the line, except for one cool kid, like the Crimson something, Red Crimson something, not Red Mage. Everyone in order of the size of their YouTube channels that were associated with Grim Jim, all fucking blocked me. Oh, gee, like, wasn't like systematic blocking of people something that the liberal jerkos in that article were supposed to have done? Those guys all did it, like a bunch of friendly neighborhood game stores, right? All except for the smallest guy standing, Crimson, Scarlet, whatever. He debated me on Twitter, like back and forth, like a man, whatever. Grim Jim, the world's biggest hypocrite. That dude is a fucking hypocrite writ large. That dude is a fuck. I'll debate you any day of the week. Do it on your channel, monetize it, donate the money to charity. I'll debate you, but I'll destroy you. You're as liberal as Sargon of Akkad. You want to be liberal, but you're not. Not sorry. But I will say that's just to prove a point. Total Party Skills is the world's is a human being deserving of love and respect. He's also the guy that said that with one semester of online political science courses, that he had some sort of, background in politics to inform his opinion. He's also the guy that said he sat out the last 3 presidential elections. That's 2 Trumps and an Obama that he sat out. So, okay. Which means also the last time he voted was, I think, ostensibly for Obama, who he doesn't regard, he refers to as half-elf for some reason. I don't know. He also doesn't think that Kamala Harris qualifies as the right type of black for America's black population. He would know this because, well, we're all from Africa, I think, in some way. I'm kidding. Well, no, I'm not kidding about us all being from Africa. I think that's a question of science. Let me not go too far. So the point is this. There's no love lost between me and Grimjim, but check this out. This is hysterical. Yo, so Total Party Skills had a problem with RPG Pundit because RPG Pundit was offering people special needs content creators, TTRPG content creators, special life coaching. Like he was willing to evaluate, like give you courses, like one-on-one. You got a friend in me mentoring. No, he's like he would like give you like help with your TTRPG products. He would like review, like talk to you about your stuff. And Total Party Skills signed up for it and brought him his initial piece, Orc and Bone, and sat down with RPG Pundit. And like he talks about like, RPG Pundit, it did not, I guess he was dissatisfied with the experience. I guess, I don't know. Like, look, you sign up for these things. The person's not, look, he gives you get what you get. You pay for the course, you pay for the online seminar or whatever, you get what you get. You know what I mean? The person's not obligated to be like, oh my God, I love this, or let me rewrite it for you, or I'm going to totally hook you up with the red. I don't know what people expect. You get what you get. There's no doubt in anybody's mind that RPG Pundit performed the task. You sign up for you pay me for the consultation, and the consultation occurred. I don't think that that's subject to debate. What's also not subject to debate is that Total Party Skills was not thrilled with the experience, and that I think that you hear Total Party Skills talk about it, it's like thought that maybe RPG Pundit was doing like a head trip on him. I don't know what the fuck. Whatever. Grim Jim, check this out. This is what's hysterical. Grim Jim, knowing that Total Party Skills was dissatisfied with RPG Pundit's performance, took time out of his day to sit down with Total Party Skills and give him a one-on-one, apparently for gratis, where he talked to him about using like his use of artificial intelligent art and whatever and all this stuff. And Total Party Skills made a video where he was like, big up on Grim Jim. RPG Pundit could suck a lemon. Grim Jim rules, right? Cut to a couple of days ago where Grim Jim made a video about talking about the attempted assassination on former President Trump. And then apparently there was backlash because when you lay down with certain people, certain people have, like I said, you want to talk about politics in this world? Go for it. All you're going to do is create alienation because not everyone has an opinion that aligns with yours. That's why, look, Orson Scott Card is a Mormon, right? Certain people have opinions about his piece of how, to the degree to which Mormonism, informs his work. but he doesn't make a big deal about it, right? But then look, you know, J.K. Rowling never had a real problem until she got on Twitter and started being like, do, 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 do. What is a real woman? And then all of a sudden people were like, J.K. Rowling, fuck that hoe, right? And start throwing their, you know what I mean? Keep your mouth fucking shut. You want freedom of speech? Go for it. You want freedom of speech and make money as a creative? Well, you know what I mean? Look, Bob Dylan, you know what I mean? Bruce Cockburn, you know, there's certain people that's like politics is their bag, man. You know what I mean? Like go about like, you know, Bob Dylan at a certain point in his career, all of a sudden at all his concerts, he was like, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Guess what happened to Bob Dylan during those years? There was a significant downplay in the number of people that were willing to go to Bob Dylan concerts because it's just like, we're like, forget this. They just weren't into it, man. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. It happens. You know what I mean? And to certain people. But guess what? At that point in time, he was Bob Dylan. He was already making money. You know what I mean? If you're making Bob Dylan money, you want to run your mouth off? Go for it. If you don't have Bob Dylan money, here's what I suggest. I'm just looking out for you. Do I want you to have freedom of speech? Yeah. You know what I'd also like? I'd like you to eat. You know what I mean? I want you to survive on planet Earth. Oh, here's the other thing. Your political opinions are bullshit. So if I impinge on your freedom of speech by stopping you from spreading nonsense bullshit that doesn't matter, if you were trying to stamp out slavery, do you think I'd be telling you to keep your political opinions to yourself? No, but you're not trying to stamp out slavery. You're just trying to say, and I'm saying this to and if you think that I'm saying this to people because they're on the opposite political opinion to myself, no. If there are people talking the other side of politics too, I tell them, shut the fuck up. Everyone shut the fuck up about politics because it doesn't matter. Your opinion about politics doesn't matter unless you have a politics show. If your show is called Politics and Politics, that's fine. If your show is called Total Party Skills or Grim Jim talks about TTRPGs or the RPG guy, whatever, then keep it to yourself. Why? Because what the fuck? Why do we care about your politics? Why would it matter? Because FYI, in case you're curious, chances are, if your channel is called this, that, and the other thing, and you're famous for doing this and not famous for politics, your politics are irrelevant. You probably don't have no idea what you're talking about politics, honestly. And you don't. Anyway, back to the story at hand. So, Grim Jim spent the time to talk to Total Party Skills and blah, blah, blah. Grim Jim catches shit because people don't like him talking about Der Fuhrer getting, he wasn't even hit by the bullet. FYI, in case you're curious, he got like nicked by a piece of Formica off the like something. You know what I mean? People died that day. It wasn't him, but whatever. And people can give me shit about saying that. Okay, facts are facts. It doesn't even matter. It was what. Do you think people should get shot at? No, I don't think anyone should get shot at. But then again, I'm not part of the wing of the political spectrum that say that people should have guns all over the place. Anyway, Grim Jim catches shit. Remember, Grim Jim is the guy that gave free advice to Total Party Skills. Total Party Skills comes out with a video, and he starts telling Grim Jim to shut the F up, get off the internet, blah, 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 and starts saying all this wild shit. Anyway, Total Party Skills, go whatever. Whatever. You got the loyalty you have no loyalty at all. A dude comes out and takes time out of his day to sit down with you, and I got no love for Grim Jim. Grim Jim is a total fucking hypocrite. Grim Jim fucking lies on the internet every time he says he's willing to talk to people. He's willing to talk to Indestructible Boy because Indestructible Boy probably has more viewers than him, so he's willing to make peace and be a big man about that. But when he's going to talk, he's not going to talk to someone who's got actual questions about his coverage about something, blah, 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 blah. But still, I'll say, you did Raw because you're going to come out and you're going to thank a guy for spending the time to sit down with you, but then 2 beats later, you're just going to throw a guy. You even did a song about it. It's like Graham Jam. He did a whole fucking song about it. Rubbing salt in a dude's wound. A dude who took time out of his day. Fuck you, man. You got the loyalty of Dude, you got the loyalty of nothing. You got the loyalty of a human being, right? The loyalty that a human being can demonstrate. Go sleep at night, right, homie? Sitting out 3 elections, and then talking about politics. Why the fuck even bother talking about politics if you don't even have a horse in this race and you're not a member of any party and you didn't vote 2 times. You didn't vote for anybody. You didn't vote for Trump twice. So what the fuck are you talking about? You got an opinion? Go back to 7-Eleven, homie. We're sitting up on that farm, not working. Honey, sorry. I wasn't going to talk about people. I wasn't going to talk about names. But, dude, people just get me irate. People get me irate. And I pop off. I haven't been this. I couldn't take it anymore. When he sang the song about Grim Jim, I was like, yo, that guy took time out of his day. I mean, I know it's Grim Jim, and I think that guy could eat a dick too and should shut the fuck up. Grim Jim's also another guy who's like, he graduated from uni and he's like, I've got opinions over politics. If you have a degree, if you've got an undergraduate degree in Germany, France, Canada, America, Mexico, if you're anywhere in the first world and you've got a university degree, like an undergraduate degree, that's like a high school degree in 2024. I'm not saying that to be insulting. I'm saying that to put it in fucking perspective for you. With the amount of people in the world who are fucking jobless, with master's degrees, multiple master's degrees, PhD degrees, doctor, all the gamut, right? A university degree is a degree in shutting the fuck up. You went to high school twice. With all due respect, if you took Psych 101, if you were a psych major, you're not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Don't render an opinion about anything. You majored in history in college, fan-fucking-tastic. That means jack shit. It means you're interested in history. That's it. You have an interest. Oh, that means when we look at the movies we're thinking about watching on Netflix today, we know you might be interested in watching Lincoln. That's all. That's it. You're not fucking specialized. You don't get like +1 on your roles in FKR or whatever play because you fucking went to university and majored in a fucking course. You're not specialized. You have no special base of knowledge, right? It's 2024, not 1952 when the GI Bill or whatever just came out. Everyone, you know what I mean? It just is what it is. And the number of people that have spent 10,000 hours watching National Geographic and, the History Channel, whatever, everybody's interested in history. Everybody's interested in politics. And 99.9% of what they think constitutes historical research and political research is actually been pop bullshit, right? History books written by Bill O'Reilly or some fringe associate of Glenn Beck or whatever. Or Schindler's List or whatever, right? Everybody shut up. Do what you do. Share your opinions with your friends and family. Keep them offline. Don't worry about sharing them with social media because it doesn't matter. All you're going to create is angst and anxiety, aggression, and you're just going to lose yourself, sales, friends, and you're just going to create fights. And you're wasting everybody's time and you're wasting bandwidth. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You have no specialized base of information or knowledge. You're not increasing anybody's understanding of the subject. You're just repeating shit you heard from somewhere else. People could get that information directly from the primary sources. It would be better if they did. So stop wasting everybody's time. And Total Party Skills, let me tell you directly. You've shared with us your educational background. You've shared with us your voting history, and you've shown us your baseline morality and ethics when it comes to being loyal to people. You absolutely could shut the fuck up. You sit up there on that fucking property. Apparently, what, your mom died and left you money, so you let your wife go out and work while you sit there and do fucking nothing except write fucking games all day? You told us that. You told us that we would be able to enjoy living vicariously by you sitting there and doing that. Grim Jim's on the dole or on SSI or whatever, the British equivalent of the SSI or whatever, and you're a fucking, you know what I mean, house husband, right? Or am I wrong? Did I get your biographical details mistaken? So many people are bullshitting about who the fuck they are. Or not bullshitting about who the fuck they are and telling you the fucking truth that if you listen to it, you'd say to yourself, why the fuck am I listening to this person? Get off that fucking property. And shut the fuck up. Stop wasting people's fucking time with your goddamn lunacy. Check yourself. Fucking moron. And Grim Jim, if you want to be true to your word, if you want to not be a hypocrite, then you got to fucking talk to me. Well, you don't have to talk to me at all. But I have reason to believe that my statements about you being hypocritical are not nonsensical. And I have reason to believe that my statements about wanting to call you out on hypocrisy are not selfish. Hypocrisy, if someone is being hypocritical, it's self-destructive. I desire to see people stop being self-destructive, including myself. I pull a card. Oh, shit, 10 of Swords. Our thoughts, the swords are the suit of our intellectual operations, our thoughts and ideas. The 10 is the ultimate suit, card in the suit. It's the conclusion. The 10 of Swords is always, this is it. This is how it ends. What a piece of work is man. So brilliant, so noble in reason. But at the end, all of our ideas, they catch up with us at the end. The cards are played, the cards are laid out, but at the end, our ideas are often our undoing. But if there's a silver lining, it's this. Once the birds have come home to roost, once the final blade has sunk in and it's game over, kid, it's game over. It's done. The worst is over. And come tomorrow, a new hand is dealt. I thank you for spending this time with me. Some of this may have been venting. Some of this may have been invented. I said what I said out of passion and a belief that it was the right thing to say. Was I right? Was I wrong? Only time will tell. Hopefully I'll be back again with this out of my system and something else to do. Something to do with actual TTRPG content. Remember, folks, isn't it funny that when it comes to TTRPGs on YouTube, oftentimes the kiss of death is actual TTRPG content? I'll be back again. Maybe I'll AB TTRPG and non-TTRPG content like everyone else seems to do. Anyway, enough. We don't want to be repetitive. I love you. I love you. I love you. If no one told you they loved you today, someone just did. That somebody is CW Chanter. Take a look at the description box below. Subscribe to all my channels. Like, comment, and subscribe to all my channels. Leave a comment in the comment section below this thing. Tell me, am I right? Am I wrong? Was it all the butler's fault? And remember, folks, people are going to whack their gums fantastic for the next 100 or so days. But come the day after Election Day, we'll see. Not that it's going to stop the yapping, because then people will just start their yapping for the next 4-year cycle. Ain't that the truth? Tell your mother I'll see you later. Kidding. Stand her up again. See your dad later. I'm kidding. I left my shovel at home. Kidding. I've in the back. I'm kidding. Get in the front seat. Kidding.